Hey guys, what is up? I am here. I am just outside the Republic of the Golden Coast. Sun just came out. This is the border. I know I don't usually do videos like this where it's live action, but I thought, hey, seems like a pretty cool thing to do, right? I don't know, I move my hand because I think it adds to the effect. As you can see, we have some solid land out here. This, of course, is still America. This is episode 4 here. Then, of course, you cross this border. This right here. So here's the border fence. Cross the border into our country. Now, from right here, the border's all locked up. As you see, the country is actually a lot of mangroves. But if we walk down here, there are some nice solid land bits and pieces. Let's hold up down there. Okay, be right back with you. Okay guys, here we are. As you can see, there's actually this little pond thing right there. Yeah, this wasn't here before, must be new. On a rain, a lot of nature here. Come through here, however, we see that, okay, actually it's a little bit over here. Well, it's gonna walk around. It's kind of like a tour of the whole area. See, right, we just go through this bush. You can see right through there, got some nice solid land. This is where I want to do some construction. As you can see though, got a fence in the way. So how do we deal with this fence? Well, it is a little messy, but before I actually go in there, I first want to show you there's another land section. It's more down over that way, so before I go in here, I want to show you guys down there. Here we are, down at the end. As you can see, now we are still in America, however. So, yeah. This, of course, is a gate into our nation. It's all locked up right now. America they've got this fence set up. We don't have quite the resources to take it down just yet. So here's what you do. See, the fence only stops here, so you can literally just walk right around. And here we are, we're in. Now we are on sovereign territory. Now this is a pathway. Now I have indeed walked out to the very end where you get to the coastline. It's got some clear coastline and some clear land, however. It is a very treacherous journey. And by treacherous, I mean there's bunches of sticks, spiders, all sorts of things in the way. So I'm not going to do that again right now. I need to be kind of geared up for it. But eventually I do want to clear off this pathway, because it used to be clear, but then it got overgrown. So I do want to eventually actually clear off this pathway and head over there again. So yeah, but yeah, there's a nice solid pathway all the way over. We got some rocks here. Yeah, so now I'm going to actually head and go inside to that area that's down over there where I was just at. Before I go, as you can see, we do have coastline. This right now is mangrove coastline. We have some more clear coastline down that way. But of course, I'm not going to go there right now. I'm going to go back into that little area that I showed you down there. Okay guys, we're in the RGC again. However, this is somber news. As you guys can see, this is an issue I've been kind of avoiding. Pollution will be a big problem for our nation as a whole. Things wash up on our shores all the time. And much of it is just trash. God damn it. Sorry. Very sorry. Spider web. Gotta be careful about that kind of thing. you're coming through here. Once we get to the main area down there, it will be okay. So be right back. Okay guys, here we are. This is not the main area, that's still a little bit that way. But here we are at a little trail. This trail's made of clay. Pretty solid. It's definitely safe to walk on. You can come through here. You can actually follow this trail all the way out to the coastline, but it does get more overgrown as you go down. There's also a little solid patch right there of land. This is not great land for building on, though I guess you could use the clay for materials, but it's not super hard, so I wouldn't really suggest it. But I mean, you know, if you come down and you want to build a shelter here, go right ahead. You're free to set up whatever you like. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys this little bit of the country, you know, because this is what we've been working towards. Yeah, you can actually see the water from here. I'm gonna go ahead and make my way back over. Sorry, you gotta be safe here. As you can you can really start to see just the full extent of the pollution. It's pretty bad here. Gotta say, gonna have to clean this out. Obviously, you're gonna want to clear out some of this stuff before you clear out the pollution, but you know, anyways, here we are. I'm sorry that I keep having to do that, but you know, these spider webs come out of nowhere. Boom. This is actually not here we are. I'll be right there. Here we are, guys. This is where I want to set up our main base camp. You can see nice solid ground, so I think it'll make a great place to set up base camp, right? We have a few wooden supplies here, nothing big. That's just wood that was here. We did actually chop down this tree. Here's a rusty old saw. I mean, you know, cool, right? Put that right there. Whew. Yeah, this is it. So what I need is a clear area, and then I can really set up camp. Now, a big issue that I'm facing is that a lot of this soil, so let me really put this in there. There we go. A lot of this soil isn't very good for digging. Let's see, some of this wood's termite infested also, so you know, like, look, soil's not easy to dig through. Okay, well, it's kind of being low, but that's because there's like this whole floor of pine. If we actually get through the pine and into dirt, how far down does this pine go? It's like, it's just more pine. See, it really is just like a whole floor of pine. But then below, below all the pine. Okay, well, it's a lot of pine. I honestly hadn't checked how much pine it was. It's more than I expected there to be, but it's actually a pretty big area. And I'm glad that I can actually show you guys it. It'll need work, but I do think that if we get like a few guys out here with some nice tools and some supplies, we can definitely turn it into something. What I do need, however, oops, hope that kept recording, little thing popped up. I do, however, need a shelter. Things are just popping up now. My voice got really like weirdly low there. So I do need a shelter, however. I'm gonna get to work on something. I'll be right back. Well guys, I know it doesn't really look like much, but I did just do this quick little setup. What this does, it's basically the starts of a teepee type structure, just for a little quick shelter. Obviously, we do have a lot of trees up there, which do provide us a lot of shade down here anyways. I think what I'm planning on doing is getting a tent, bringing that out here. Probably gonna clear the sticks out of that area, set up a tent right there, and then we'll have something set up. And then from there, I think we'll probably set up some sort of funnel bucket system to collect rainwater. So that'll be good. And then if we can get funding, I'm hoping we can set up maybe some solar panels. Of course, I will set up well, obviously I don't really need to set up. There's a fishing area down there by the coast I can go fish on to get some money, sell the fish, get some money. So we're making progress, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to my normal setup so I can give you some updates about currency, government structure, etc.
Hey guys, I am here. It is a few hours later now, but I am back to my usual format for the rest of the video. I have come up with a plan to set up infrastructure now that you guys know how everything actually looks within the nation. Here's my plan. We will first get a tent and we will set it up in that clear area that is facing towards the water. Little places, a bunch of branches on it right now, but I will clear those off. Then I'll set up a tent there. That'll only be the first step. Then we will get a bucket with a big funnel, right? And we'll use this to collect rainwater. We'll have a water purifier obviously hooked up to the part where the water comes out of because we want the water to be nice and clean. Then that will be a source of clean water which we can use to drink and wash our hands and everything while stationed within the nation. From there, I'm hoping to do some fishing and make some money. Also, if we grow larger, I can start getting funding from all of you guys. Obviously, there's not nearly enough of you right now to do any funding, but as we grow, then we will be able to get larger funding, which will later lead to better and better infrastructure. Once we actually have a tent in a nice area set up there, then we can really get hard to work on getting permanent settlements built. We will be able to bring tools and supplies and keep them there for a longer time. So, it'll be really good. So that's basically my current infrastructure plan. Then there's basically thin paths right on the border that stretches all the way on the long side of the nation. My plan, this is more of a very far down plan, clear off those paths, expand them with wooden planks a little bit to the side, and then we can have walkways leading all throughout the nation so you actually can get everywhere in the nation from the nation. Because right now there's different areas and you can technically trudge through and make it to the different areas of the country, but it's very hard and very dirty, and there's lots of bugs and other things in the way. So yeah, that's not a great thing, but eventually I'm hoping to build a dock. Obviously, I wish to clear off the long stretch on the very end that leads out into a nice fishing spot where we can also hopefully set up a dock where we can have a Coast Guard stationed, which will be very exciting. These are all plans for the future. Quick update about the currency. It's not yet finished, but it is getting there, so we should have the unum or yunum in about, I'm hoping 2 weeks, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, now let's go to the comments section of my last video, where I'll be reading off all my different comments and replying to them, right? Think that it'll be great. First off, we have a comment from the Principality of Lusitania, which is how you pronounce it. He put in the comments. Principality of Lusitania says, first thing you want to do before you get a boat, shelter, or even open a P.O. box is build up your population to at least 20 people. Talk to homeless, neighbors, classmates if in college or high school, It's important to actually have a population willing to help you. I do have people, about 8, currently helping me create infrastructure. I would rather not recruit complete strangers until I have some infrastructure set up. 8 plus myself should be enough to set up some infrastructure before I start recruiting. Yes, obviously, if you're watching, you are free to set up shop in the nation. However, before I fully start recruiting people, I would like to get some infrastructure set up, and I have told you my plan, my current short-term plan to getting it set up, and shorter-term goals. Then another one from the Principality of Lusitania. I suggest you talk with a biologist while clearing the land so they can help you understand the best route possible to build your nation without harming the ecosystem. I believe that you should get a United States fishing license before catching and exporting fish, as the fish are coming from the United States land into yours. Now, I did write back a comment, but I'm just going to completely redo my answer. On the biologist, I actually have contacted one as of right now. He has not written me back yet, so I'll probably contact a different one. I do think that's a good idea. I do think communicating with a biologist would help me. As for United States fishing license, I do actually already have one of those, but the thing is, under my claim, then, because it doesn't matter if the fish come from another nation's water into yours. If you catch them in your water, if you catch fish in your waters, then they're your fish. So, under my claim, I wouldn't actually need United States fishing license, but I have one anyways, just in case. Yeah. Then he also suggested getting a former biologist professor, which that's who I contacted. Then Principality of Lusitania said, I suggest you limit the number of Justice Council of the people. I suggest you limit the number of Justice Council, the People Council, to 5 members per council. This is because the more members per council, less serving time per member of each council. The unum is pronounced yunyum, which I have not been pronouncing it that way all video. And Principality of Lusitania is pronounced Lusitania. I prefer 10 people. I think it opens it up more to debate and just really opens up the conversation. I think it gets new ideas out there. So I like the 10 people plan that we have currently set up. Then I have no idea how to pronounce this name. It's in Russian, I believe. First there's Ivory Coast, now Golden Coast. The Gold Coast is an existing name of a part of South Florida. My nation falls right in the Gold Coast, so it's a republic within the Gold Coast, hence the name, the Republic of the Golden Coast. He said, okay, but there's already a nation named after a coastline. Great. That makes ours even more legitimate. Now, we have a comment from the Sour Punch Lime. I love this. Great job. Keep it up. Thanks, man. Really appreciate your support. Really makes me happy to see those types of comments. Yeah. So that has been the video for this episode. Goals for next episode. I'm really hoping to get the yunyum as soon as possible. Really hyped up about getting a currency so we can really get the economy started. I want to get that tent set up by next episode, but I'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like on this video to show your support. Subscribe if you're interested in seeing more of these along with other types of content. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions for the nation at all or any comments. Bye.